what I wanted to mention is this book, American Soul by Ronald Schenk. It's interesting. Did I mention the 9 factors that he came up with? 9 themes. So he says, a close look at American consciousness, imagery, thought patterns, and behavior, both historically and in contemporary times, reveals several interrelated themes that not only have an archetypal basis, but more importantly, a Judeo-Christian coloring that, when woven together, produce a fundamental tapestry in their American setting. These themes emerge in everyday life as well as in overarching national policies. 9 of these themes can be seen as core to American identity. Now, I'm going to ask you a question about these themes at the end of this, but here are the 9 themes. Okay. A chosen people, American righteousness, a journey, redemption through travail, privilege for the elite, ambivalence toward the law, consumerism and material well-being, the promised land, and dominance and empire building. Those are the 9 themes. He goes into really impressive detail on how these themes exist in the American psyche. Okay. Now, what I want to ask is, aren't these themes really in everybody's psyche? Doesn't everybody more or less have the same themes? Okay, let's go through the 9 and see. Okay, let's think of a Turkish person or an Egyptian or, a Brit or a German. Okay, so the 9 themes: chosen people. Well, obviously everybody in their own country thinks they're chosen, right?
Everybody in their own religion or in their own political party.
Everybody of everybody thinks they're chosen, right? So American righteousness, while I acknowledge that not everyone will say they're American righteousness, but everybody is righteous, right? Everybody thinks their country, their culture, their religion is righteous, pretty much. Okay, so, and you're going to quibble with that?
Yeah, I know the righteous thing sounds too elitist to me. I mean, I came up in the 60s where the whole thing was, I didn't feel like America
was righteous.
Right? Yeah, I didn't think that I didn't think America was righteous at all.
Well, I
related to the empire building part?
Yeah, probably. But
I felt confused and I thought we should sort it out, so I never felt like we were righteous because I never thought anybody has the answers. I was a hippie radical, so.
Right. Well, and I was on the opposite end of that, but and yeah, I did think well, look, I never thought the Vietnam War was the right thing. I never thought the Vietnam War was righteous.
But think of those people that go one way. I mean, you're not one of those.
No, definitely.
That's what I think of as righteous.
Right. Okay, so
but those exist everywhere. You're right. You could be a Ravens fan. Number 1.
Yeah, you could be a Ravens fan and be righteous, right? Right, and I'm sure Manchester United fans are righteous, Okay, so the third one is journey. Okay, everybody's on a journey. Journey is a standard metaphor for everybody's life, right? And so, how is that a theme relating only to America? I'm not sure.
Well, I don't know. If you're in a Chinese village, it's been that way for 2,000 years. Maybe they don't think in terms of journey. They think in terms of village squares.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think any other country has a kind
We have
Yeah,
that.
but I mean, a Chinese village would believe in the Tao, which is the way, and
Yeah, but that's stillness.
Well, it's both stillness and away. Okay.
Well, this Tao means the way. But anyway.
Yeah, Tao means the way, and so the way can be stillness. I acknowledge it can be stillness,
I
but
like Tao was someone I liked Hinduism. Those were my two.
But there is, in America, there is a restlessness. Even if you consider
Oh,
like
definitely.
changing jobs, that's a journey of sorts that you might
Sure.
not find in too many other countries.
well, we're all on a journey. There's no doubt about that.
And then all the
And we as a group, everybody,
We were willing to pick up and move more than I think anyone else.
and that goes for every human being in the Americas. Every human being. Okay.
No,
Because what?
because I go back to my reunion. Those people have been there their entire lives, and I've been all over.
No, but I'm talking about every human being in the Americas is descended from someone who journeyed here.
Okay.
Okay. Everyone came from the land bridge that didn't come from the European invasion, right? Fourth theme is redemption through travail.
Hard work.
Well, everybody redeems through travail.
Redemption implies a fall, right?
Yeah.
And then to redeem yourself through hard work, is that?
Yeah,
what
through
you're
hard
saying?
work, yeah.
So like you have.
Through difficulty and so on.
Well, there's
Yeah,
no
but
promise
everybody
that-
redeems through travail, isn't it? I mean, that's archetypal. I mean,
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
everybody's life is travail, and no
But
matter
that's sort of
what,
like saying that there's no redemption without suffering. It's just probably true.
yeah, and every religion redeems you from suffering, right? One way or another. Every religion does that.
Well, that's what they claim. And if you got enough money, you're a Catholic, you get redeemed all the way back then.
Okay, privilege for the.
Nothing rigged in that, is there?
Okay, number 5, privilege for the elite. I think we can accept that the oligarchs are always going to control their society, wherever they are,
Yeah.
right? I mean, if you go back to Evita, right, the movie and play Evita,
Yeah.
they're fighting the oligarchs, even in that in Argentina. So, okay, so we're all always fighting the oligarchs.
The song just ran through my head.
Yeah, I know. Okay, ambivalence toward the law. Okay, well, yeah, there are plenty of people that are ambivalent about the law. I think we all are in one way or another. Consumerism and material well-being. Well, okay, all of us go shopping and
Well, I think that might be American more than that we spread around the world.
man, you haven't seen a
Recently, yeah.
shopping mall
Yeah,
in
but what was going on
UAE
in
or
the 50s? What was happening in the 50s? Did you see shopping malls all around the world? That was before they started. I mean, that's before. I think there was.
well,
a
there
time-
were department stores.
Well, I think there was a time when Americans showed other people a way of living that they began to mimic.
Certainly that was true, but I think everyone has preened themselves. Okay, for example.
Everything he says.
Well, no, I mean if you take the Japanese zaibatsu as an example, okay, these are the general trading companies that were controlling the world in the 80s and 90s. They're still pretty strong, but those zaibatsu, those general trading companies, were into kimonos originally. In 1600, they started to get themselves going by making kimonos, and then they just got into every business. And so, they literally moved Japanese to Brazil to be vegetable farmers, and they were controlling the coffee industry into Japan. So coffee is a special thing in Tokyo or in Japan. Okay, if you order coffee in Japan, if you want what we drink, they think of that as like dishwater, okay? And they call it American, and
That's sort of like we used to say, oh, it's made in Japan.
right. So that's right. So coffee, if you order coffee at a coffee shop in Japan, man, it is an espresso. for sure.
It's an espresso, is that just it? Oh.
Absolutely. And so anyway, they controlled. So, I say, I think pretty much people were into consumerism all along. I mean, even the cathedrals in Europe, those were used as shelters a lot. Okay, they were used for, people used to take their herds of sheep into the cathedrals to shelter them from storms and things. They weren't only for religious purposes. They were used for shelters for the community, or they were used like forts, okay, during battles and things like that. And okay, yeah, God built them, I guess, but there were other purposes that the community used this big building for. I mean, they didn't do it for 100 years just for grins. They had other reasons. Okay, the Promised Land. Well, I mean, everybody's going to say their country is the Promised Land for their nationality, right? That's why we have problems in the Middle East, because we keep showing up in somebody else's Promised Land, and they're not going to be happy until the Americans are out. How would we be if we had Muslim armies here? Not very happy. There's a reason we have 350 million guns, right?
This way to defend the country,
Yeah, sure.
town by town.
Yeah. And then finally, dominance and empire building. Well, you look at Erdogan in Turkey, he's certainly empire building and has been for 10 years. And you look at the Egyptian general who's now in charge, he took advantage of the Arab Spring and took over.